recording audio and video. And I'm a little bit nervous.
I'm petrified, mate. And because let me be frank.
Unequivocally.
Shut up. Let me be frank. It's been 3 weeks.
Hit him with it. Hit him with it.
It's been 3 weeks.
It's effectively been 3 weeks.
And we haven't been able to get a single podcast up because we've constantly
Yep.
had issues with the recordings.
Like the world's of gangsters.
The video's fine.
Yeah,
but the audio is horrific. Like we can't. It just jumbles it up, and then we've got about 20 minutes of audio for a 1 hour podcast.
Yeah, because we had our best mate Adam on. Cheers, by the way.
We had our best mate Adam on.
And
recorded twice. Both
we did
corrupt.
record twice.
Both
fucked.
We then came back the following week, and we're like, oh,
filmed again.
We'll film
and
again.
by the way, we tried another camera with Adam, and it came out very well. Came out very nicely, and came back the following week. Filmed 3 times.
3 times.
3 times we filmed,
Audio corrupt 3 times.
and every single time the audio file
And
was
we
fucked.
deleted, we wiped the whole SD. We
Yep.
thought maybe it was full, and we're like, surely not, because
Wiped
it's 258
it, repaired it, reformatted it. No.
Nothing. And so for all we know, this isn't actually going to come up.
This could be fucked. And if
This
it
is
fucked,
the
we
test,
will
because this SD is like, we're testing it with the SD.
Yep.
And if this doesn't go up, then we know it's the recorder's fault.
Yeah, and then we've got to get a new recorder, to which I might actually get the Rode Podcaster deck, which is like a full-fledged...
With like sounds that you can add on as well, yeah.
Well, this has like clapping sounds and shit.
Does it?
Yeah, so...
Don't go ahead and try it, because I don't want to fuck anything up,
See,
mate.
it's the sound pad, so I'm pretty sure A is a round of applause. And there's like cheering and all that crap.
Wow.
So it doesn't have a lot, mate, but we don't need a lot for a podcast.
Absolutely not.
The only thing we need is the 2-clap introduction.
Which is both of us going to do it, because we really don't know who's fucking going
we've got
first.
no clue
So
at this stage.
I'll just bang.
I was going to be a dick and like clap as soon as you clap, but I thought, you know
I
what?
caught you off guard as well.
Yeah.
IG, pop tag there. Pop tag there as well.
Speaking of that, like hand motion, have you seen that guy on TikTok that's dancing to Lil Baby, and he's like crouched down and he does? Have you seen it?
Can't say I have.
The Lil Baby freestyle.
No.
Or is it a little drip too hard? No, I think it's drip too hard. Really, you haven't? He's everywhere.
Maybe. I've seen the Asian guy that always dances.
No,
in
it's like
big
the
groups.
black dude. He's got the red Nikes on. Anyway,
Well,
he's really smooth with them. That was that motion
okay.
I just did.
Okay, interesting.
Um,
Mate,
what?
fucking
What have you been up to
recap
the last 3 weeks?
6 years, mate. I honestly can't remember where we left off.
No, I've got no fucking clue, man.
So look, sometime in the last 2 to 3 weeks, I went karting, tried a race. Straight off the bat, carby issues. Did 1 lap. We retired. We went home.
Yep.
That wasn't great. That wasn't fun. So now I'm getting my engine looked at.
That's right, you are.
I might just rebuild it to spec. Other than
Roller
that,
bearings and all that crap in it.
yeah, I'm actually gonna put roll bearings in it and give it a go.
Yeah, okay.
Not the ignition and the rad, but the roller bearings. I will put it in my engine and see how we go with that. Now, does that stop the recording? The fact that you're getting a call right now.
I'm gonna check.
Well, you go ahead and check, mate. But anyway, so that was annoying. A bit of a waste of a Saturday. I think we're good.
We're good, mate.
We're still good, mate. Yeah. And then other than that, mate, what else has happened? My weekends, fucking. Honestly, fuck knows now, mate.
Yep.
Other than that, on Friday I went looking for a suit because I got a little bit of an event next week.
Bit of a black tie event, eh?
Yeah, and I was walking through the city, and actually, funnily enough, no, this wasn't when I was looking for a suit. This was just in the morning when I was getting a coffee.
Yep.
Just walking, and randomly, I love crackheads, mate. Sometimes
They
they're
are
the
a
funniest
different
thing.
fucking breed,
This
eh?
bloke was walking, just chilling, puts his bag down for 2 seconds, and we're talking like in the middle of a foyer that's like a pretty, it's a nice area.
Yeah.
Does a fucking backflip, keeps walking, picks up his bag, and just keeps fucking walking.
They're so good.
Like nothing. There was no crowd. There was no egging him on. He literally just picked it, put it down, did a backflip, and then kept walking.
I would pay to see inside a crackhead's brain.
I wonder
At what point if he's walking, he's just like, you know what?
He's like,
Fuck
do you know every single person here is gonna fucking respect?
Yeah.
And to be honest, I did respect it.
100%.
It was just so out. I didn't expect it.
Wouldn't catch me doing a
Yeah.
backflip like that. But he's done it.
Yeah.
And like he might look awful, or he's snapped his legs, but he doesn't know because
He's
pain's
got so much adrenaline
pain's irrelevant
and energy
at that point in his
body.
life. He just does not give a fuck.
Yeah, so that happened. And then the other thing was later on that day, when I was actually looking for a suit, I was walking through it wasn't even really an alleyway. It was like, you know how you go through in the city, there's like a couple of hallway strips that connect each strip in the city.
Yeah.
And you go in between them and there's a hallway of shops, barbers, that sort of shit. on either side. there was one that has an opening to just like the alleyway.
Yep.
Or like a fresh air. And there's like 3 cunts just shooting up. And I'm like, mint. I mean, it's the Uniqlo's right there. There's a 3-year-old, and then there's like 3 people just injecting heroin. And I'm just like, yeah, mate.
So you sat down beside him and got
Yeah, so obviously I joined in. I was like, can I have one? Let me have a shot. And
yeah,
and now I'm like copiously addicted to opioids.
That's all good though.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy the fact that heroin's illegal, but doctors can prescribe opium and all like.
And then they wonder how
Opioid-
addiction
'cause
starts, eh?
I swear, like the statistics say in America that prescribed opioid addiction is actually worse than illicit substances.
Yeah, it's a bad thing in America.
Yeah, I remember someone in my family had an operation. They were on some pretty heavy painkillers, and they had to wean. They were instructed when you're coming off them to actually wean themselves off it because your body's gonna have withdrawals.
When I had a knee reconstruction, and part of my knee reconstruction, when it was a worse reconstruction than they expect. It was bigger job than they expected back in the day, right? So initially they expected when I was year 12.
Yeah.
So just
6 years ago, by the way.
Jesus.
How crazy is that figure? 6 years ago we graduated.
I'm fucking killing my
Yeah.
killing my life right now. I'm just killing it. No, I'm killing the game.
It's actually depressing.
It is really
back
depressing.
We've been out of school for 6 years.
What the fuck?
And I have really not accomplished anything.
What has changed?
In the 6 years period, I really thought I'd be.
I'd be settled. I'd be like married, kids, fucking on my way to retirement.
Yep. We've been out of high school longer than we were in high school.
Yeah.
Just let that sink in.
Yeah.
That's fucked. I hate it.
Anyway, had my knee reconstruction.
Yep.
Right. And initially the plan was to do like the standard keyhole surgery where it's like a hamstring graft, I think it is, where they like pull a little tendon from your hamstring, put it through your patella, make sure it's like secures it in place. Turns out, shit was a bit more fucked than I expected, so I had to break my tibia and actually like fucking not hollow out, deepen the groove that my patella sits in as well. So it's a pretty fucking major surgery. There's actually a lump on my shin, and I don't have feeling in my shin right here. Anyway, that's beside the point. Pretty drastic fucking surgery.
Yeah.
I got like 10 tablets of oxycodone. It's a codeine.
Oxycodone.
Max.
Oh.
And that was it. So that was like 3 days worth. And that was it. And I was still obviously in fucking pain after 3 days.
Yeah.
And that's because obviously I was like still a teenager technically. I think I was 17. And the doctors didn't want to prescribe me any more than that because obviously it's addicting. Good shit though.
I'm pretty sure that's what...
Fucking amazing. I fell asleep for like 16 hours.
I'm pretty sure that's what they had as well. And they had to get weaned off it. She went from like full tablet to half tablet to quarter tablet as she slowly came off.
So I think it was actually 20, not 10. But either way, I think you could have 2 at once 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Or two at once twice a day. At first, Mum was giving me one once a day. And I was like obviously in pain. And then my sister was like, no, he's allowed like 2 twice a day. And after I had that, I was like KO'd on the fucking couch. Like, it was mint. So good. So I can see how it would get addicting. But yeah. Anyway,
I decided to pull the button off my t-shirt, mate.
Oh, why did you do that?
I don't really know.
Oh,
as copious amounts of people pointed out at the start of the podcast, have to fidget.
I can't
have to do something. Like
I think like even when Kyle came on, he was saying like, "Oh, should I resume like the standard stance for this podcast, which was like this?"
Yeah.
Taking the piss, and I was like, "Excuse me."
Subconsciously, yeah, 100% we do that.
Yeah. I'm sorry to say.
This is the first time we're back in the OG filming spot. By the way, we're back in the first podcast. Was it? The first podcast.
Was the first podcast? It was here. Yeah.
Yeah. But we've actually got the coffee table here.
Did you ever hold on to the audio and video of our actual first podcast that we did as a tester, or did you?
I think I might have it on my big computer at home.
Part of me really wants to upload it and just see what it was like.
Yeah, okay. If I have it, I'll edit it.
Yeah, let us know in the comments if you want to see our actual first podcast. That was
because similar to what's just happened. Our first podcast we filmed 4 times because we forgot to press record on that.
Forgot to press record.
Forgot to do that,
and we were obviously nervous because it was the first time.
Yeah,
but there was like, a couple of good moments in there. It was actually
our first ever TikTok clip came from that, and it blew
up,
and then we got banned.
And it got banned.
Yeah,
but it's all right
because. We haven't posted on our TikTok.
We haven't posted on TikTok in like 6 weeks, probably.
It's just fucked. Like I was speaking to Ev from PNC Lads, obviously, good friend of the show, obviously. And I was speaking to him the other night because he's obviously him and Dill just got back from Queensland.
Yeah, I saw Dill at the gym actually.
Yeah,
I didn't get a chance to say hello because he was on his way out. But I was like, oh, they're back.
Yeah. So I went over to Ev's house, dropped the laptop off to him, and I was talking to him for about 2 hours in the end. and I feel like it's them probably more so compared to us as far as success and viewership goes.
Yeah.
But it reaches a point where you physically do not have. This is gonna sound bad, but there is not enough time in the day to do everything. Like now that you're working full time in a job, I'm gonna be frank here and say you actually have to be present in this job
rather than having like time that's you've probably in 8 hours that I'm working before I could probably allow like at least 4 hours, if not more, to actually be on a laptop, fucking edit shit like that. Now, like I don't even have the time to fucking scratch my own ass.
Exactly
I'm
right.
on my phone at lunch.
Yep.
And that's it.
And that's what I was saying to Ev. It's like, edit the podcast. It's fine. I mean, it's still struggle to fit it in, but you can edit that. But like having the time to edit the TikToks and all that stuff, which takes a long. When you got to watch the podcast back.
Because that's the worst part. You have to rewatch it.
Yep.
And by the time it comes to, because usually when I used to edit, well, I still try to edit TikToks when I get a hold of them, but we haven't had any for like the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, because the podcast is just fucked.
Anyway, what I would do is I would try and get a hold of the clips before the episode comes up, so it's like, people see it, and then by the time they've actually like clicked onto our channel, the new one's up.
Yep.
By the time I've fucking edited all the podcasts, I'm sick of that episode because, are you good?
Yeah, I was just double checking.
Oh, right. I'm sick of that episode because I've heard the same fucking thing over and over and over and over again because I have to go through and then cut when like I'll stop speaking, cut to you.
Yep.
Zoom in on you when I just randomly cut in and interrupt your conversation or you interrupt mine. Back forward.
Yeah.
And then once I've fucking saved it all, I import it onto my phone and then I go through like CapCut and I'll caption it because that's the easiest way to do it, I found.
Yep.
And I have to listen to the whole thing again and again and again. And it's just, by the time the episode comes out, as soon as I hear like our voices, I'm like, shut the fuck up. And I can't watch the whole thing anymore. And it's unfortunate.
See, yeah, because I never used to edit the TikToks. And then obviously I tried to do it, I think, when we had the backlog where we decided to provide the podcast. So I went home and started creating all the TikToks.
It's hard to find a good like segment that is short.
Because a lot of it spans for a while when we talk about it. But
and you can cut it, but then like you're missing out a lot of key just moments.
Just bits that join the story together. It's all good jumping from part to part, but sometimes you miss a little detail that you don't want to focus on, but it just helps a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
But see, I watch our podcast back. I like watching.
I
actually sit there and I listen to our podcast, and I'm like, okay, I'll put the 2JM potty on,
Yeah,
give it a little like.
Give it a little bit of a
bit
like.
Self-love.
Support the brand.
Exactly.
Look, by the way, we've said this before, but just chuck a comment in the YouTube section if you're watching.
Help the algorithm. Like it on Spotify.
We've actually asked this question 5 times now, but in the space of 2 weeks. But what episode did you start watching this on? We'd be curious to know how many of you guys have watched from episode 1. How many of you guys have just jumped on? Because we're getting up there now in the subs.
We are.
Our own personal sort of goal.
Yeah.
We've fallen behind because we haven't been able to upload.
We have. We've really dropped the fucking 8 ball here.
Was supposed to be a subscriber a day, basically.
Yep.
And I think now
I don't think we're too far off it.
We're flirting with it, but because we've fallen off the last 2 weeks, I think we've been surpassed by days that the podcast has been running.
Okay, well, we need to fucking up that shit.
Yeah, we need to do something. We're going to get back on the TikTok, I reckon. Mm-hmm. That's the key.
It was just leading on from that, like obviously watching the podcast back. Something's ticked over in my brain of recent, and I'm pretty sure you'll feel the same, right?
Yeah.
And it's made me obnoxiously angry.
You know what? It's a great call that you've done.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is the first time we had the table.
We've had a table.
Absolutely accessible. Relaxing, bro.
I am.
How's that?
Jesus Christ.
Just feel like a new, new level of comfort.
Absolutely.
But I'm going to say you're going to feel the same. Sorry, I keep looking down at the recorder. I just want to make sure it's not giving me
No,
the
we are paranoid right now.
Yeah. I've reached a new level of anger, and we've talked about this on the last few podcasts, but it's really come into my light. A new level of anger for gym goers that post hideous amounts of fucking content and stories about just going to the gym. Like they're changing the world.
Now, if you had spoken to me about this 2 weeks ago when you initially spoke to me about this, I would have looked at you like you were really excessively
angry,
ranting on about this for no reason.
Yes.
Now, up until recently, should I say, I do agree. Now, it is your story. And one thing before we go on, we have gotten better at not interrupting each other. Mm-hmm. Subconsciously, because I remember we were consciously trying to make the effort before.
Yeah.
But anyway, go on.
Yeah, look, there's just a few people on my Instagram that I'm probably going to have to unfollow at a rapid rate or
I am
mute.
at that point, mate.
Because, for instance, there's one of them that has a few thousand followers. I think like 22,000, 2,500 or something like that. I'll have a look after.
Is it the one that
The one I sent you the
Yeah,
other day
couple
that
days
you
ago.
refused to watch.
Yep.
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 Yeah, so
As soon as I see, there you go.
yeah. So they post something and it was like life update. And as soon as you see that, and I'm not trying to be sexist here, but it was a female, and I think females are typically worse for this than blokes are. Unless you're a big fitness influencer, I don't often see like a
I
bloke.
don't see a guy posting like a life update.
No, you don't see me with 1,600 followers going life update because no one gives a fuck.
The worst part is like, to an extent, if it's one or two like slides
Yeah.
of a story, fine.
Yeah.
If I see fucking Braille on the top of my story when I'm looking at it,
Yep.
and there's like 900 dots,
Yep.
you best believe I'm swiping to the next story.
Which is what you said to me because
Yep.
I sent it to you and I was like, bro, just in case you want, like, I was like, I just sent it to you and I was like, bro, and you were just like, I'm not fucking watching it, cunt. Because you click on a story and it was like life update, and as you say, there was like 10 other slides, and she goes on about everything, and by the end of it, she's like, I'm not going to get into the specifics because some people will be able to pick it out who it is and it will get back to them. I don't want to cause shit.
But it's actually a lot of people that do it. So like,
yeah, okay, man.
even in the last week, don't go specific still, but even in the
Yeah.
last week, I've seen about 4.
And it's pissing me off because, like, no one gives a fuck. I don't need to know that you pulled a sick day. I don't need to know what you do for work. I don't need to know how your fucking job's going. I don't care how your training's going. And then it led into, you've just got to prioritize yourself, believe in yourself, and I'm like, bro, you're
just
not a
thing that,
fucking TED Talk. You're on your Instagram story and no one gives a fuck.
And even if you are trying to contribute, like, it sounds like we're being so harsh, but we're not.
You know what? It's a harsh wake-up call.
Even if you are, like, fair enough if you want to do it, but if you're going to, like, give some sort of advice or something to leave on as far as notes go, say something original. Because prioritizing yourself, fucking listen to your body, fucking, what else is something that's always said? Breathe, fucking, just, like, there's the same sort of shit.
Don't get me started in, like, breathe.
It's just, like, I don't know.
It's just not needed,
I
mate.
think there's a constant like ping pong of just
You're tooting the same horn.
well, no, but there's a constant ping pong of remember that Instagram is never like an actual representation of reality, and then it goes and fucking backflips to I'm gonna be the influencer that tries to inspire everyone.
It's hypocrisy.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
you just told everyone to not listen to Instagram and actual like pay attention to it because it's actually fake, and then you're going, actually, everyone listen to me. Satisfying. Anyway, that's enough because I feel like we've been bashing.
It's a
women
hypocrisy,
lately.
though. It is. You can't be like, Instagram's social media is fake, and then be like, life update. If social media is fake, no one cares about your fake life update.
Yeah.
Don't post it.
Exactly. Now, as I said, I think we've been bashing women, so it's our time to go in on the guys.
Well, I was about to go on. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we spoke about this one previous episodes.
you just exactly led into it exactly how it
segmented
is.
exactly how you wanted
Because
to.
you said, what did you just say before that you were going to say? Oh, it sounds repetitive, like it's like a ping pong ball. And that's exactly what blokes do with it.
Yeah. So now on TikTok, right, the last probably 6 months, would you say, you see a lot of the same things, which is just, she doesn't love you anymore, bro. Like, focus on yourself, king. She's out here. She's told you good night, but she's saying like, she's actually at someone's house.
Yep.
Insert every fucking like,
Every
dark, depressing quote here
Yep.
with them sitting down with a hoodie on, looking down at the ground.
and they've
at the gym.
dulled all the contrast.
Yeah, it's all down with the brightness. It's dark.
So you barely see their silhouette and the fucking the frame.
Yeah.
And they're sitting there with
It's
their heads in their hands.
fucking cringe.
It's cringe, and it's just
And
to the
you-
point where they're playing the same fiddle.
Yeah,
Every
and you also
single bloke-
probably don't have you probably never had a girlfriend, and you're
Yep.
probably never broken up with.
This is my point.
I've seen people post it who are in happy relationships.
Yeah.
That are just trying to get like, I don't know,
Yeah.
sad boy attention.
As I say, and will you agree, I'm all for people posting and trying to
Yeah.
make a fitness
one of our
living
mates,
out of
friends of
fitness.
the show, Kyle.
Kyle, you had him
he was on.
Great bloke,
He
love the
He
guy.
posts good content.
Yeah, because
right?
he actually posts original
Yeah.
gym content.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Like he was rating the PR songs and all that crap.
Yeah,
Funny.
exactly. He got so pissed because all he was like on, no matter what video he posted, it could have nothing to do with PR songs. It could be you and I posting a clip of this fucking podcast, and someone would comment down like, "Hail to the King" by Avenged Sevenfold. They'll just say a random song to rate his PR with no context whatsoever. Literally just like, "Can you do Lose Yourself by Eminem?" And he's like, "Bro, like, appreciate me for my content, man. Come on."
But he does original content.
Yeah, original content. And fucking girls as well. Like, it's not that we... It's not
Girls
that
aren't as bad for that shit, though. They don't
that
post the
shit.
cringe
No,
shit.
that's not... Yeah, exactly. But, like, it's
They
not
just
that we
usually-
don't think you should be posting gym content.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not bashing you for trying to make it in that industry. Just make it your
Be
own way.
original. Fucking do anything. Like...
Because I could scroll through my F4U page, and at any given time, if I've been looking at the videos, 3 out of 5 videos will be the same thing.
Yeah, and you can argue...
Weights won't hurt you, bro. Oh, when she says she's
The
going
gym's
to bed,
always gonna
it's
be
like,
there for
bro,
you.
shut
Yeah.
up, man.
I know.
And the part that annoys me, like you said, is if none of them have had a girlfriend, haven't been broken up with or cheated, they're just jumping on the trend. I mean, I broke up with my girlfriend out of a 9-year relationship. Was I on fucking TikTok posting sad boy shit? No. I was just sleeping in the streets of Darwin with, with my phone on.
Go on,
do
MIA,
not disturb.
cunt. Yeah. Calling out a fucking search party for this cunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's... And you can argue, obviously, you know, the gym, there's only so many things you can do with the gym. Like, obviously, it's going to be repetitive. Yeah, but the fucking self-deprecating, depressing shit to try and motivate a bunch of sad boys, or the alternative of, like, you know, outfit of the day, fucking, like, just...
Yeah.
Life update of, like, I didn't feel like going to the gym today, but I went, and, you know... Just get to the gym. Or the other one is, I didn't feel like going to the gym today.
So I listen to my body.
Listen to your body and don't
Have
go.
a rest day.
Both of those, shut up.
Fuck off, cunt. If you don't feel like going to the gym, just don't go to the gym. Don't post about it. Don't go to the gym.
Guys, remember, it's okay to listen to your body.
Yeah.
Like, no, shut the fuck up. Like,
Yeah.
it's the same either way. It doesn't really matter.
There's a guy that's actually in Perth that I've been seeing a lot on my For You page. And he's inspirational, man. Like, he posts daily vlogs, which I really love. Like, just quick little videos and snippets, which he edits together and just posts. And I love it. I fucking rate that shit. I was actually thinking I might start doing it.
Those ones are so, like, it's literally like 3 seconds of what you've done in the day.
It's literally,
like,
it's a
you
10-second video, man.
Alarm, breakfast, gym,
Yeah.
work,
It's just aesthetic.
sleep.
Well, what this guy does, and I fucking applaud the shit out of him, wakes up, has his breakfast, goes to his first job, comes home, walks in, gets changed, goes to his second job, come home, go to the gym, goes to bed.
Rinse and repeat.
And I'm just like, brother, you're on another level. That is a grind that I just respect
the other
fuck out
person
of.
I held fucking like for like inspiration. Man, this beer's like hitting me hard.
It's all good, buddy. It's Saturday night.
Anyway, is Jocko Willing?
Yep.
Every morning, without fail, you'll see it from anywhere between 3:30 a.m. to 4:30 or 5 a.m. is just a photo of his fucking stopwatch in black and white of him like at the gym getting after it every day, without fail. I remember one, he was like, you know, had to sleep in, like, it was like, it's been a fucking hard week or whatever it was, and it was 6:30 in the morning. And I'm like, this guy does not fucking stop. And it's always a different time, always, you can see the date on his watch, like, without fail, and it's just his, like, accountability to everyone else.
Yeah.
That shit, fucking good.
Yeah. It's part of, that's where the sad boy shit I don't like, but the accountability side like that, posting it is just keeping you accountable.
Yeah,
And I respect it, because it's not a fucking 9-slide story. It's a single picture of your stopwatch or whatever, or a short video, and I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. But yeah,
And they're the kind of people, though, that without, like, if Instagram never was a thing, that wouldn't have changed.
they're still doing it.
They'd still do it.
Yeah.
Like, there's a difference between, you know, doing it for socials and doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
And the people who do it for themselves, probably not doing it for socials.
Yeah.
So they're probably not posting about it.
100%.
And I'll post every now and then when I'm at the fucking gym or whatever. Like, I remember when I was in prep, I used to do it because every fucking morning, without fail, I'd send a photo to Kyle with me staring at the fucking ground looking like I wanted to die.
Yep.
And then I'd also probably put on the Instagram, mainly when it was really cold in winter because it was like 4 a.m. and it was like 0 degrees. And I'm like, I'd sit there and I'm like, why the fuck am I doing this? And just take a photo of the road and that's it.
But see, I find that shit aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
I like that shit. Like,
But then, like, the argument comes back, don't post it. Like, if you don't like it, don't follow.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, enough of a bit of a rant on that side of things.
Yeah.
What else have you got to talk about, mate?
No, I just lead into something again that I was talking with Evan the other night. Me and Evan when we get together, we end up talking for fucking hours about just shit. And he's had a similar experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it leads a little bit on.
Sorry, I'm just literally sending a photo to my girlfriend of like mid-podcast.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, yeah, go on.
Shout out Benjamin.
Shout out Benjamin Fustussy.
Yeah, exactly right. Genuine.
Jennifussy Fustussy.
Jennifussy. Yeah. The basketball champion.
Yeah, we got clapped.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah, but as far as I'm concerned, we never actually had a shooting competition.
Yeah. Aside from today when I almost got bodied in the gym by old mate trying to stand behind me and cause some shit.
God.
What would actually have happened though? Like if I'd have walked into it,
He
you reckon would have been like, "Wait, watch where you going, bro?"
Yeah, probably.
And then because I can't be
he's got
out alpha, do I have to fight him?
Yeah, but then like Adam and I would have stepped in anyway.
Yeah, but he had mates as well, so it's a 3. It would have been a 3v3.
It would have been a fucking brawl. We probably would have.
Honestly,
lost.
I said this to Courtney when we were sitting in the shops today.
Mm.
He was over 6'4". He was taller than both of us.
He was big.
He was a
dude.
big lad.
But like,
But I give it a fucking red hot crap, man. I'm not going down without absolute.
I was going to
swing.
say, look, you're either going to get knocked out without trying, or you're going to get knocked out while trying.
Exactly, and I'd rather get knocked out trying.
Yeah, and like,
I reckon I've got.
you never know.
Just dog shot the
be
cunt.
agile,
Just
mate.
dog shot the cunt.
Yeah. Fucking 1.2.
It's probably a hindrance of mine, especially when I've had a few beers. Like if I'm out and I've had a few beers
You're
and
that
someone
kind of
starts
person,
on me,
eh?
no, I won't start on people. But if someone starts on me, I'm confident. I'm so confident. Like I've never started a fight when I'm out, but like say you're walking through, I remember one I was gonna say unequivocally, but I didn't. I was walking up the stairs at Metros and a guy walked into me and he's like, "You fucking right, mate." And I've had a few beers at this stage and I'm like, "Really, dude? You want to go?" Just instantly, I'm just confident and my heart's just like, "All right, let's go." And it's
Fair
bad
enough.
because it's gonna get me in some shit. I reckon I don't go out anymore.
It will.
But if I did go out, it's 100% gonna get me some
It's
shit.
just like.
It's getting out my face.
It's just fucking crazy. It just like. It must be just the hereditary thing, like a genetic thing.
Yeah.
As like men and like just wanting to fucking fight.
Oh, I don't know. There's some aggressive females though.
Nah, yeah, I
see
get
some
that.
fucked up videos of females just dragging each other.
I get that, but then it's like in almost every fucking like, species,
Yep.
you see that shit.
Yeah.
Like men fighting to be the fucking.
It's just,
top
I
dog.
think it goes back to our evolution. You know,
Yeah.
males were the protectors. They were the ones that were protecting the women.
Mm.
They were the ones that were going out to war. They were the ones going out hunting. And I think it's in our DNA or how we've been brought up, even though we have evolved, obviously. But I think deep down we are
as
known to be
the king, Andrew Tate
King
says,
Tate.
like if it comes to disaster, everyone falls back to their like gender roles essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
It's a little bit fucked because I'm a strong believer that in the 21st century everyone's a soft cunt, 100%. And I think Andrew Tate says some questionable shit, but for the most part, I think he's bringing back healthy masculinity. Because I don't think
in the most attention-grabbing way, like
100%.
the ones that go viral are the ones where he's speaking about shit in the most like out-of-pocket way.
Yeah.
That it's very polarizing. But from an actual when you look at a bit more of a clip, and it sounds so fucking stupid because like people are like, "Oh my god, you actually like Andrew Tate," and we're like,
I fucking
they must think that we're like,
worship
they
that
actually
cunt.
think we're like must be 16 or whatever. But you'll see other clips of him, and it's not like he's a
he
fucking
says some
woman
good
basher.
shit, man.
He literally goes on to say, I think, like,
Yeah,
sex is fucking shit. What actually matters is, like, having someone what feels
Yeah.
better is having someone in the morning making you a coffee saying, have a good day, I love you. How'd you sleep?
Exactly.
Fucking,
He's like,
that sex
shit's
is
right.
fucking meaningless.
sex is boring.
He was literally like, anyone who's sex focused is someone who doesn't have sex a lot.
Yeah. Well, someone's got nothing going on in life. He's
Yeah.
got much more. Yeah. He went on that date with that chick on that show.
Yeah,
that she
the
had.
one that went on with what's his name?
Yeah, I know the guy you're talking about.
It's not looking good, Brev.
Yeah.
Ah,
That
fuck,
guy.
I forgot his name.
But even then he goes like, "You're a beautiful woman. We've had a great conversation. I thoroughly like." He'll disagree with topics, but he's very respectful for women, unless women are disrespectful to him, and which he cops a lot of shit. Like,
He
have you
does.
seen that podcast he did with all
Dude,
the girls?
that fucking podcast is wild, though.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking
I
crazy.
feel like it's just a bunch of loud women and guys that
Trying
are
to bash him.
always going to argue. But, like, whoever they have as a guest on, because I think Andrew Tate's been on there, and there's been a couple of others as well that's been, like, really controversial. And it's just, like, highly opinionated women, and they'll get a highly opinionated man on, and they just say, fucking bang, this is going to be a TikTok frenzy.
But
How are we still looking, mate? Is there anything wrong with it?
No, nothing's popped up. I keep glancing
Fucking
down.
touch
Yeah.
wood.
usually around the 30-minute mark is when it does it, and we're at 29:50.
Now,
so.
part of me is saying, do we stop it? And then just, like, record again from here onwards. Just quick stop, start. Or...
If we do that, we've got to stop the video because it's easier to sync 2 videos or 2 audio.
It's entirely up to you.
I reckon we just
rock
fucking
for it?
No, we'll just send it, mate.
We'll send it, mate. We'll send it.
But, yeah. Because he went on a video with Aiden Ross. And even then, he was ripping into Aiden Ross.
What was he saying to Aiden again? I saw it, but I
He was like, because Aiden's obviously a streamer. And he's like, oh, am I fat? And he lifts up his t-shirt. Andrew Tate's like, if you're fucking 21 or whatever you are, you are fucking out of shape, and just rips him. But then after him, he's like, I love you, mate. If I'm ever in your side of the country, like, we'll catch up 100%. I even offered him to come over and live with him.
The thing is as well...
He's respectful. When respect's given to him, he'll give it back.
I was about to say...
And that's the key in life.
You need to fucking... Here's the 3 life tips of the Joshes, right? Respect
I don't know
others.
how I'm being dragged into the 3
here's
life
the thing.
tips.
I don't even know what the 3 life tips. We might have more, might have
Let's
less.
brainstorm 3 life tips right now.
Respect others, and
Yep.
you will get respect. Or respect others that respect you.
Vice versa. You respect others, you give respect its due.
Take feedback without taking offense.
Constructive criticism.
Literally learn, like, you're not perfect.
It's the key to life, mate. If you can't take criticism, you're...
Because a lot of people jump on the fucking... And I've done it every now and then. You jump on the defense straight away as soon as someone gives you any type of feedback.
Yep.
Rather than actually listening to fucking someone... what they have to say.
Yep.
Which brings me on to listen. Like, actually listen.
I feel like we've got more than 3 life
We
tips.
do have more. We're going to stop with the 3, and we're going to say just life tips. Because listening... Don't listen to respond. Listen to listen.
Which is a key, and it's something I struggle with.
Yeah.
Because we've said before in the podcast, men like to solve things, and I think deep down in my brain, someone comes to me with a problem, I want to solve it.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just need to just stop, open our ears, close the mouth, and just listen.
Yeah.
And that
100%.
yeah.
And I find sometimes in the past, and even now, every now and then, I'll already have made up what I wanted to say. And I'm sure everyone does this.
Yeah.
I've already made up what I wanted to say. So I'm kind of not necessarily dismissing what they're saying to me.
You're not really actively
But it's
listening
no
to what
longer
they're
like
saying.
the conversation topic is sort of past.
Yeah.
If it's just a conversation.
Yep.
Or the actual, like, it's kind of progressed as far as a problem or a complaint goes. But I've still kind of reverted back to what exactly I wanted to say. And I haven't really taken on board what someone said.
Yeah.
For example, even at the start of when we start first doing podcasts, both of us probably already had something we wanted to say.
Yeah.
And just either jumped in or...
We were really bad with
It's kind of
each
not
other.
really, like, flowed.
Yeah.
And so we just kind of jump in with what we want to say because we thought it was funny at the time, but it's already fucking passed or whatever it is. So
Yeah.
that's a good tip, I'd say.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I could go on forever, mate.
Yeah, we really could go on. forever.
I think looking after your physical health is important for your mental health. I
is.
think you got to respect your body, mental and physical. You know, sometimes you need to take a step back. I'm pretty big with that. I say it to Dad all the time. Like, we own our own business, so we work some pretty fucked up hours sometimes. But I'm always careful that I would say I'm overworked. Overworked, underpaid, as the saying would go. But I'm always careful that I still need to get my gym in or some sort of activity to kind of like. It's like a zen, man. Like, exercise helps you mentally, probably mentally more than you think it does.
No, I have found even like as of late, I've just been unable to go to the gym as much because I've been like sick and just really not good with my diet and
you feel like shit.
I genuinely am like not happy because I'm not happy with how I look.
Yeah,
and it's like that.
But I'm causing
depressed or anything. But it's like, you know what I mean. Like it's fucking it does play a significant impact on it.
But it's a negative feedback loop.
It is.
And I don't know if I'm the same as you, but if I eat like shit, I won't want to go to the gym because I've ate like shit. But if I don't go to the gym, I'll feel shit because I haven't gone to the gym, and then I'll eat shit again.
And repeat. Yeah. No, I'm the same. Like, honestly, I feel like for better or for worse, depending on your habits, you get locked in those habits.
Yeah.
So when I'm eating fucking well and I'm training all the time, I'll want to train every fucking day.
Yeah.
Like, I won't want to have a rest day.
Yeah.
If I'm on a good roll with my food, I'm eating well. If someone's like, "Oh, come out and get like a drink," I'll be like, "Nah, man, I don't want to ruin this. Like, I'm fucking doing well. Like, I'm good."
Yeah.
And the reverse happens where it's like, "Oh, I missed the gym. Fuck it. I'll like go to the pub," and then like the next day I'll be like, "Oh, I'll wake up early and train in the morning," and then I'll like snooze my alarm, go back to sleep. You get locked in those habits.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same with like binge eating and shit. I used to be hell bad with it Because once I start eating shit, I'm like, may as well keep eating.
I've already fucked
I've
up.
eaten a single.
I'm writing off this day.
Yeah, I've eaten a single roll of chocolate from a chocolate. Oh well, I may as well eat the entire chocolate bar.
And it's one of those bunto ones too.
Yeah,
It's not even like the
some of
single.
the big
the big squares.
Oh, the fucking tub
the
of
crunchy
M&Ms.
fucking
And I'm like,
dude.
oh, I've had 4 peanut
That's
M&Ms.
the worst because you get through like a packet of Sour Patch Kids and I'm like, oh, this will last me like 2, maybe 3 days. I'll have it like for just pre-workout shit.
Pre-workout, yep.
I'll get through like a handful.
And you're like,
and I'm like,
may as well finish it.
May as well finish it.
Yeah.
And then
I
you
used
had
to have
1,000 calories worth of Sour Patch Kids,
Yeah.
and you're like, "What the fuck did I just do?"
It's really tough though. Like I personally, I have struggled with like eating in the past, having a healthy relationship with food. I think to a certain extent I still do sometimes, but I have developed like a healthier habit where we had a BDM that come to our office Friday. She brought muffins, and I was like able to she cut them up into quarters. I had like 2 quarters, and I was like, I haven't ruined the day. Whereas the old me would have been like, fuck it, may as well finish the tray of muffins, and go downstairs and get a carrot. Like, it would have just been fucking
I think that's
all
what
over.
I'm stuck in at the moment.
Yeah,
and I know, like, I spoke to my fucking coach about it, actually. I was like, I need to sort my shit out, otherwise I can't compete in Season A.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know how to do it. Like, you've done it. It's just a switch.
Yeah.
Like, you can do it. Just fucking flick it.
I think
And I was like...
let's just hold each other accountable.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll help.
Yeah. Like, this is the first time in ages we've actually had a beer for the podcast.
Yeah.
We might as well make it the last time. Or the only time we have a beer is for the podcast.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because at the end of the day, man, like, we're humans. We have urges. If we eat clean 90% of the time, there's no reason we can't have 10%. You know, on a Friday when we film the podcast after work, we can't have a couple
I think
beers.
Fridays is the method. Fridays is the day where you can just fuck up.
Yeah. Not fuck up the whole day. You know, eat healthy, but, you know, come Friday night, maybe get a feed, go to get a
I reckon
palmy
the
and a
way
beer
it goes
and feel
is
potty,
like
man.
work, palmy, beer, potty,
Potty.
go home, F1.
And then wake up Saturday, go to the gym.
Yeah, and speaking of F1, let me just quickly get an update on the practice section. How far along are we, mate?
We're 36 minutes, buddy. So
Okay,
we're flying.
cool,
We're doing good.
We're doing good.
It brings me to an interesting topic, though. That it wasn't even on my list, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Verstappen's fucking flying.
Yep, of course he is. How how important do you reckon in a partner for you would it be for them to, have similar like goals or views on things? So, I like going out and having fun, and I particularly don't really go out anymore. Obviously, neither do you. I'll still go out every now and then. Like I went out with Evan 3-4 weeks ago. It was a fucking huge night.
Massive night.
I won't go out now for another months. Like I just don't enjoy it.
I remember I used to think being sensible was once a month. Even then, once a month to me seems like a fucking lot to go out. And that comes of age as well, but also priorities. But sorry, go on.
No, well, exactly what you're saying. If I say I'm talking to a girl or someone's slid into my DMs or I've slid into theirs, and then I find out that they're out all the time or every weekend, I can't help but get just turned off by it. Like I'm instantly repulsed by it because my views, I don't enjoy that. And I think it's important for people that if you're going to get together or whatever, or you're going to build something, that you need to have the same kind of views on things. And if I'm dating someone that's out every weekend and I don't want to go out every weekend, so it's going to cause issues on my behalf. And maybe it is a little bit toxic. I don't care that people go out and have fun. Like don't read it like that. It's more the fact that
it's just like what you prioritize. It's really funny you say that because coincidentally my girlfriend and I had a conversation about if it's possible to think of someone as like, do you look at someone before you even get to know them and you're like girlfriend potential, friends with benefits potential / 100% nothing. And I was like kind of treading on water but not when I said I think there is
100%.
but no, like
I think
exactly that to me is definitely not girlfriend potential. If I see, even in the talking stage when we have no commitment to each other, if I had seen this girl go out every fucking weekend on her story, I would look at that and be like,
not girlfriend potential.
Not girlfriend potential.
And she might be a great girl.
And she could be amazing.
Yeah.
But I'm going to judge.
Yeah.
And that's something I do every fucking week.
Yeah.
If I'm sure there's definitely girls who have, and probably the majority of them have issues with gym photos all the time, shit like that. And they wouldn't consider someone like that because
you've all heard the cliche shit about all he posts is gym. He's a 10, but all he posts is gym photos.
So it works both ways.
It does exactly.
But
is that Ricardo, by the way?
Yes, it is. Let's see how he's going. He is in the middle sector, 1.3 seconds off. That's really bad. I initially thought that as far as goals go, I I thought wholeheartedly I had to align with this girl in the sense of to be in a good relationship. You have to align with really driving for the same sort of you're both money driven or you're both children driven or whatever it is. But to a certain extent, obviously, yes. But now as I sort of go on, I think as long as like they're genuinely happy.
I think the core values
of
are
like
important.
What's important. So like just who you are as people and what you think is right and wrong.
Like your integrity, your loyalty.
Like as drastic as it is, like even fucking abortion, as far as where you align on that. Like my parents probably wouldn't be together if they didn't align on that sort of shit.
Yeah.
But as far as like career goes and stuff like that, all I care about is like if they're fucking happy.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if your partner's miserable all the time about their job, which is literally the majority of their day, that's not good.
Yeah.
And that matters more than like other shit. How my brother and his partner have it set up's great. They have like their joint shit for bills and stuff, but they also have their own accounts for their own personal like entertainment.
Which I think the way like obviously I work in finance.
Yep.
I have this conversation with a lot of people, and I'm like, it's completely up to you, but I see it a lot now. Obviously, you got 2 sets of income for a household.
I'm Polax, by the way.
Nice. To me, the optimum way is like you said, your income coming in. You've got a joint account for like your food, groceries, bills, mortgage repayments, and all that crap. And then you've got your own accounts. Maybe set up like an agreement and say, well, I'm going to save 20% of each paycheck.
Yeah.
Goes into a savings account or a set amount. So you can save for things, and then the rest of it's your money to do what you want to do with it. Because I think it's healthy to be able to have freedom in spending. I used to work with someone, he was my boss actually, and his wife, he used to work, his wife didn't work, and the wife controlled the money. Went out and spent what she wanted on whatever, and he couldn't. And personally, I couldn't do that. I would be absolutely fucking livid.
I think you need, as you said, a joint account. Yeah. And that joint account is aligned savings. So if you guys are like, I really want to go on a holiday, let's go on a holiday. Or we want to buy a house, insert whatever here. Joint account, bills as well. Like you have 2 accounts, probably like a savings and a bills one that everything gets auto deducted.
Yep.
And then your own sort of one. And I guess your own savings, but which is sort of your own personal spending anyway. But then like a joint savings as well, which sort of goes hand in hand with like the house and everything else like that.
Yeah.
Depending on pay, like how even it is, depends on I guess how much you guys contribute. But a good one that I found is like I used to work with someone and she said that her partner works like she was a manager at a fucking sup store, right? Not shit money, not good money. He was like a fucking superintendent or like a supervisor on an oil rig, I believe. So, nearly $2,000 a day basically.
Yeah.
So whatever they did was based on percentages of like net income. That's what after taxes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so on net income. So the rent that they paid or the mortgage that they paid was only if they could both afford it based on insert percentage of income here each. Now, obviously, he'd be paying more, but he's still left with 80% of his income if it's 20%. Not fucking like he contributes 200 and she contributes 200, and that's like fucking 30% of her pay versus 1% of his. So, I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know why we're giving financial advice and how we got there, but we just align on values. That's the point. It
was just crazy. I was just thinking about it the other day, and like as you say, before I even started talking to someone, even if they just slid into my DMs, I'll do a bit of a stalk, as you do. You go to the IG, and I can see like highlights of what they're doing, and I'm like, if you're out every weekend, it's a turn off for me. Like I'm instantly just like, nah, there's no point. I've reached a point, and Adam called me out on it the other day, and he goes, are you going to stop talking to people if you don't have the intention of... Because at the moment, I'm not really sure where I'm at in my life. Like, I want to get my house sorted and all that crap. He's like, you're just going to stop talking to people if you're not ready for a relationship? And I was like, I enjoy talking to people. I like talking to people because I am a social person. I love people.
And there's probably a mental fucking... As bad as it sounds, like a mental validation part as well.
I wouldn't say validating. It's cool to know people want you.
As I say, let me rephrase it. It's nice to know that people find you attractive or want you. If you're single and not interested.
Well, I came out after a 9-year relationship, and I think the first time I went out, instantly was shown interest, and I was like, this is kind of cool because being in a relationship for from when I was 13 to when I was 23, pretty crazy, bro. You miss out on a lot in those periods. Not miss out.
Did you think were you blind to people showing attraction to you?
Yes.
See, I'm like the opposite, and I was talking to Adam about it, and he is the same as well. when you're in a relationship, or at least when we were in a are in a relationship.
Yep.
It's really obvious.
When,
I find it's
when
really,
other people are trying
when
to attract
someone's
you.
attracted to me.
I see. I'm blindsided.
I find it like obvious.
Really?
Yeah.
So even as a single male now, I don't pick up on cues.
Because I know how like I would talk to someone now.
Yeah.
In a relationship that I'm like, I don't want anything to do with them from a like romantic or physical standpoint. Like every person I talk to, I have a certain way. And then when they speak to me, how like, you know, just in a sort of flirty manner or just like the way, whatever it is, like it's obvious. And it's weird because the same signs that you see, usually you can tell that by looking at, you know, if you were at a club, whatever, let's say you're a single mate of mine at the time, I would maybe, if I was single, not be able to pick up on that cue, but I'd be able to see them talking to you like that and be like, bro, she's keen on you.
Yeah, see, I
can now see it from like a third person point on myself.
Even in a relationship or a single, I don't pick up on it.
Single, I was like not really great on picking up on cues. But even
like, he used to say to me, I'll mute 45, 50. Oh, it doesn't really matter. My ex used to say...
I'm going to send you a message. Yep. 45, 50.
45, 50. Mm-hmm. My ex used to always say, oh, like, do people hit on you when you're out? Or like, and I'm like, couldn't fucking tell you. Because I'm too just doing my own shit that I don't pick up on it. And even now as a single male man, it took me, as I say, the first time I went out, I had like interest. And they were like, no, you're like, not to toot my own horn, but they're like, no, you're really attractive. You could kind of get everyone you wanted. And I'm like, kind of cool to hear, because coming out of a 9-year relationship when you're 23 it's a bit of a difficult thing because you haven't been through the whole clubbing. Because I don't go clubbing really. I fucking hate it.
Fucking sucks.
Yeah, so like you don't go through the whole casual stage really. And I came out of a long-term relationship, did it for a bit, and I'm fucking over the casual stage. Like as Tate said, Andrew Tate, casual sex sucks.
It's honestly
casual hookups average.
Really overhyped.
It's a waste of time, cunt.
It is it's the worst thing ever.
But
it's fucked.
I don't pick up on cues like that, like at all. I remember when I was.
But I think you're the same as me though, because like no, actually I don't want to blanket you under myself, but like I grew up, I would say probably not an attractive kid. You know,
I was a fat kid.
Yeah, I was
4 foot tall, 8 foot wide.
As I've grown up, I've looked less and less. No, because I don't want to mean that as an insult.
Speak your mind.
I've looked less racially ambiguous.
Okay.
Than I am now. Okay. So I'm sure you know where I'm getting with that. Yep. Anyway, point being is I just didn't look like an attractive kid.
Yeah, no, neither did I. And
even growing up through high school, I feel like I was a bit like a fuckhead.
Well, I was low key like bullied in high school and primary school, so I always had low self-esteem. Now I just don't give a fuck. I always say to my parents, I'm like, why would you do that? And I'm like, to put it frank, I just don't give a fuck what people think about me.
But now I feel like,
What?
Yeah, go on.
No, I'm just gonna act like a fuckhead and do
regardless.
Regardless. If you think I'm a fuckhead, I am a fuckhead.
Yeah.
Like people are gonna judge you no matter what, man.
Yeah.
So if I'm ugly, whatever, go for it, bro.
And
couldn't give a shit.
Yeah, and now like I'm now that's exactly that. I'm just like I don't really give a fuck at all. But there was a stage before where I was like, okay, I'm getting more female attention. I kind of feel like I know I'm not ugly, but I also really want to I still want the validation.
Yeah.
And so, you know, you're walking that fine line in between where you're like,
I'd say
I'm no longer fucking appalling. I'm no longer like, you know what I mean? But, and now
I'd
you're
say
sort
I'm
of
kind of there or past it. Like
I feel like I'm past that now. But like when I was, 19, 20, 21, I feel like that was me sort of just like treading that sort of thing where I'm like, I feel like I know I'm not like ugly, which it's all a matter of perspective. Everyone's beautiful, but I still want to hear it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's funny because it is like that. And as I say, I just love talking to people, and I'm a person that I'm not gonna push for a relationship, and I've said this numerous times on the podcast. I don't push for things. If something happens and it naturally progresses that way, I'll let it. But I'm not going to avidly go out there and say, I'm only interested in you and I want you. As bad as it sounds, I'll just let it happen. If it's meant to happen, it'll happen. Like, if it's meant to be, it'll be.
Yeah.
I'm a strong believer in that. So, and I give out what I receive. If I'm not receiving the energy from someone, like, they don't have time for me,
dude,
I'm not going to give you the time, bro. I do not chase shit. Like, I literally...
Yeah.
It's going to sound real bad, man, but I said this to Evan. I don't trust females of this generation. Like, I just feel like there's always an ulterior motive. No matter how fucking close you get to someone, and you're looking at me with that face.
No, because I was literally the same. That's why, like...
It's just fucked, man. Yeah. No matter how... You can get close to someone, talk to them, you know, love their company, they love your company,
Mm.
and then you'll get hit with the old-fashioned line of, I'm not ready for a relationship.
Mhm.
And it gives me the shit. It is cruel to get someone attached to a point where, you know, you obvious you both have feelings and then just shut it down and be like, I'm not ready for a relationship.
It works both ways. I think I know people of both parties
Yeah,
that do it.
it does happen both ways.
And I think it's literally,
without a doubt.
once again, like the old-fashioned, it's fucking social media's fault. But it is.
Yeah.
You're in a fight with someone, especially if you're not dating, and you're in a fight with someone, 900 other guys or 900 other girls are a fucking message away.
Yeah.
And you message 900 people.
Yeah.
Fucking 1% of them, that's 9 people that respond to you.
But it's
and you fucking now have like the attention
yeah
to validate anything you thought was wrong with like any possible chance that you're in the wrong. You now have validation from 9 other people that you're in the right. And in fact, you are a catch or whatever it is. You don't have the capacity or the willingness to fucking work something out.
It's crazy, man. Like it is crazy, and like it's just to the point now. It's just like I just can't because I can't even explain
Dude,
how
no, I'm saying
frustrating it is, man. But
like touch wood, this never happens because I'm fucking very, very happy in my relationship. But if it ever ends, I
hope it doesn't.
I really hope it doesn't.
She's a great girl.
Fucking, she's
You
amazing.
guys are really good
She's
together.
actually amazing. I can't see myself ever like anytime soon
Yeah.
until I'm fucking
That's
past
what I'm
it,
saying.
50 years old, regretting my life, wanting a relationship.
I wouldn't go that far. As I say, I'm
Nah,
open
yeah,
to
but
it.
You know what I mean? Like
But it's just like I feel like there's an ulterior motive with a lot of girls, and I think it comes age with maturity. But I feel like a lot of girls are like scared of missing out. You know, scared to commit because they're scared of missing out on something.
that's literally, to be fair, that was me.
Yeah.
That is why I was so hesitant because
Whereas, I don't think I'm not missing out on the casual sexing because I don't enjoy it. I don't see the value in it, so I don't really engage in it. As far as my life goals and shit, the only thing I'm waiting for is I want to sort my life out first and know what I'm doing with my career, like my house and all that crap. Before I feel like once a man's secure in his financial freedom, his career and his goals, that's when he fully becomes available and can give his time to someone else.
because you got other shit sorted.
Yeah.
Sorry. The last thing I want to do is, be career focused.
Try sort that out.
I want to be career focused.
Yeah.
The last thing I want to do is fuck up how I'm dispersing my time because I'm prioritizing one thing too much.
Yeah.
So that's why obviously usually guys want to sort out their career or there's something on their mind that they want to be fucking happy with before they get into it.
Yeah.
And something that like in terms of if you feel like you're never ready or you're missing out on something as far as relationships go. One thing my coworker fucking said back in the day was pretty good. He was like, well, in 2 years fucking time, you're either going to be like, what's the difference basically?
Yep.
And that's the case with everything. Like, what's the difference between you starting now or in 6 months' time? The only difference is you would have given it a shot and it's either worked out or it hasn't.
Yeah.
If it's worked out, great, you guys are happy. If it doesn't work out, cool, you've given it a go, you fucking learned.
It's a learning experience. Exactly right.
Dude, we've basically just been a fucking life advice
It's
podcast
been a
this
serious
time.
podcast.
It
in all
really
honesty,
has.
But I'm all for it, mate.
Well, to be fair, I really didn't want to talk about much else than what we'd already spoken about 6 times.
And I just had this conversation with Evan the other night, and it just was in my head, mate. Because
understandably so.
yeah, as Evan said, and he's having the same experience. He's like, if shit don't work out and someone wants to walk out because they think they can find better, just let them go. Like fellas, kings, even women, if someone thinks they can find better and they're trying to hold you around, and I'm not ready for a relationship, but they're trying to keep you interested. You gotta view yourself as a catch, and I view him as bad as it's gonna sound. And not even it's not bad. I view myself as a very special person. Like I don't think there's many people like me in this generation. And I think I'm a catch. So I go right through my life of if you let me go or you don't show any interest, then that's your loss. And I'm not going to come crawling back begging for it because I don't chase shit.
And I think as well, like...
And I think it's how everyone should be. Guys and girls. If a guy's treating you like shit, just fucking leave him in the past and do your things. If it's meant to be, it'll be. Just don't go chasing.
And there's also, like, the argument of, like, right person, wrong time. But at the end of the day, if they were the right person...
They'd make it the right time.
Exactly. They would understand, like... that it doesn't excuse the fact that you've been, strung, whether you've been strung on or they haven't reciprocated or whatever it is. It's not an excusable thing. Like no homo. If you and I were seeing each other and I was infatuated with you, right? and you liked me. You liked having me around or whatever it was. But I'm okay fucking giving this a red hot crack. I've dropped everyone for you. You're still seeing people. You still don't want to commit. It would be entirely fucking selfish of you to expect me to just fucking stay there.
Yeah, exactly right.
Whereas I'm banking on you and I'm fucking putting things aside for yourself. Whereas I could spend the next 6 months either progressing career, meeting someone else who's actually fucking keen on me, or aligns with me, whatever it is. And the argument of right person, wrong time, I don't really.
I agree with it, but I don't.
I used to agree with it. But then I'm like, fuck, is that person really the right person if they've completely dismissed how you felt at the time?
Yeah.
Not even tried to make it work.
Yeah.
I agree with people who have actually tried and put it in a relationship and it's the right person, wrong time. Like, they've been younger. One person's in fucking studying, one person's working full time, whatever it is, and they just really can't fucking gel.
Yeah.
But they've given it a go. They've actually been in a relationship, and then fucking 3 years down the track, 2 years, 1 year, 6 months, they've gotten back together, and it's been right person, wrong time. But when you're in a fucking talking stage, there is no right person, wrong time. It's either they're fucking a good person.
You either want to give it a crack or you don't. If you don't, fair enough.
And
it's
as
not
I say,
that right person, wrong time.
Yeah,
You just don't.
And there's no hard feelings either way, because at the end of the day, the other person's feelings of I don't want to do it is
just as
valid.
valid as yours.
That's fine, but fucking
Just know that that person's not going to be sitting there waiting for you.
Exactly.
But yeah.
Anyway, one question we did have that I feel like we should address because we asked this 3 weeks ago.
We've just been a counselling podcast for the last 55 minutes.
Look, I'm sorry if 900
No, fuck
of you
it.
guys...
I was actually thinking today driving, and I was like, maybe we should have a serious podcast. Because
I'm glad it's come up like
we
that.
chat shit.
How are we going?
We're at 57 minutes.
And it's not fucking...
I have not seen a right error, so I'm hoping that we're all good.
We're lucky
Yeah.
so far. How did we meet? How did we become friends, mate? Because that was a question that's really been the main one that we had. The other ones were good questions. I've forgotten them. I'm sorry, they've been deleted. It was 3 weeks ago.
Yep. School, wasn't it?
It was school.
Because I didn't know of you before school or anything like that.
Well, yeah, no, you were. I think you went Forest Crescent.
Forest Crescent,
Campbell.
boys. Forest Crescent represent.
So they were the good.
You.
They were the good like inter-school like sprint side of
I was
things.
gonna say we were the good track
Yeah,
side.
so it was like, to be fair, Campbell, Ranford were up there, but it was like usually either Forest Crescent or Atwell,
Yeah.
and then it was like Campbell and Ranford were usually like third, fourth. Sometimes we'd get a win in or a second. Same with Ranford, but cross country, fucking Campbell.
Yeah,
mate.
Campbell was good in the cross
long
country.
distance runners, mate.
See, I used to just go to inter-school purely for T-ball throw and javelin.
I was a
'Cause I was a fat kid.
I was a gun at javelin
I'm one of verse
and long jump. I reckon I would smash you in turbo javelin.
No way, cunt.
I would fuck you up.
No fucking way.
You don't understand. Do you see the length of the fulcrum compared to
I
the
don't
pivot
give
point
a
right now?
fuck,
Look
brother.
at this shit.
You
Not
seen
fu-
the size of my biceps
You
in
don't
relation to my
understand, mate.
feet?
I did little athletics, mate.
I don't give
For
a
a
fuck
year.
if you did big
I did
athletics,
one
brother.
season of little athletics.
Mate,
I can throw a fucking discus, mint, triple jump, mint.
you sure you didn't have a
Javelin?
shot of heroin with old mate in the city?
I'm
Because you're
fucking-
talking some
I'm
fucking
a
crap
G
right
at
now.
this shit,
Dude,
bro.
I've
I'm
got
a
you
fucking
covered
G.
tenfold.
You don't understand,
I fucking
mate.
sit in a wheelchair and
I'm
throw a
telling
fucking
you right
javelin
now.
further than you.
Fucking turbo javelin.
Nah, I can't.
You're done for.
No fucking way,
Frio
bro.
long bomb. Done.
Fuck, you taking the
I will
piss,
fuck
cunt.
you up. I
will-
got a free ticket to a Fremantle game because of the long bomb competition.
Let me just try and find the fucks I give, because I'll still wipe the floor with
let's
your ass.
fucking
Are you
whatever.
seriously trying to tell me that
What
someone that you've never
fucking-
played football, you're going to
I'll
win the
fuck you up.
Frio long
You
ball
are- do you not understand the
Oh,
concept of kicking
get a load of
exists
this,
outside
cunt.
of footy, right?
Get a load of this,
I
cunt.
still fucked you
Oh.
up. Oh, you don't even understand, mate.
Brother,
Whatever.
I fucking went to the Olympics for javelin.
Oh,
so how
fuck
about you
off,
just
cunt.
fucking calm down?
Anyway.
I was literally played baseball and T-ball.
Yeah,
like,
cool. That's not a javelin, is
I'm
it?
pretty sure I hold the record for T-ball throw.
Uh-huh.
Fuck me
Sure.
sideways, you chat
Sure.
some shit, eh?
Anyway, so we were at high school, I
Yep.
think we met. And I think it was year 9, I believe. We were in the Perinators class.
Perry.
Big S&E, Society, Environment, and English, I think we shared a class
Pezza.
too.
Yeah, Pereira.
Before that, we had excursions that we were on like with each other as well, but it was sort of like we were there, we chatted to each other, but outside of that, we didn't hang out. Then in class, fucking Perinator in S&E and bloody
Yep.
Pereirinator in English.
Perry.
Perry and Pereira.
Perry and Perry, really? Oh, Perry and Pereira, yeah.
Yeah. And we just fucked
Perry
shit up.
and Blatherforth.
We would have been the worst people to actually share a class with.
Like, honestly, if you were in our class growing up, I don't know if
sorry.
anyone from school watches this,
Yeah,
but if
probably.
you do, apologise wholeheartedly
so
for how
sorry.
fucking bad your education would have
We
been
were
in year
bad
11 and
people.
12.
And you were probably glad
That we, yeah,
that we're no longer in a class.
yeah.
It
It was bad.
yeah, we got kicked out of some classes.
My
We,
attendance in year 12 was 51% or 55%.
Oh, great. I remember the first day of physics in year 11 with
It was me.
Claudius,
Yeah, it was me,
And
you, Tom Piercy,
Ahmad, and Sheria,
Yeah.
and Tyler.
and Tyler.
And,
We were
and
all in the same
Claudius was
class.
going about logarithms, and you were like, "Fuck this shit," and he just left.
I packed my shit up and just walked
You're
out
like,
of
"I'm
class.
not coming back here. I don't know
Nah.
the fucking thing about logarithms." We never use logarithms, by the way, ever.
It was just the way he was like, "Oh, you guys should know what
He's
logarithms
like, "You
are."
should know what this is."
And I like looked at you cunts and I was like, "Fuck
Well, I don't
this."
fucking know what that is. Yeah, and I was fucked. So yeah, physics.
That was a flex cunt.
Physics and chem.
Yep.
But anyway, yeah, S&E. So we were just fucked. We were
Yeah.
So we were like in a couple of classes together. Got along, obviously.
I still remember my favourite part of school was the beaker with Tyler.
I don't know if we went into this or not in the podcast before,
I can't remember.
but I remember we were in it was either like a chem class or just a standard like extended science class.
I think it was a chem.
Could have been chem.
class.
Maybe. Who fucking knows? And you, me, Tyler were like being fuckheads as always.
Yep.
And I got put in timeout essentially. I got sent to the corner of the classroom, off
Front
away
corner
from
next to his desk.
everyone else. So I had to move. Got sat in the corner, and above me were these shelves of like beakers and test tubes. Anyway,
Mining's business.
we're doing our fucking chem book, and I just hear this smash, and an eraser just falls in front of me, and the beakers above me have shattered. And the whole class obviously is staring at me, fucking looking at me, and I've got old mate buddy Pasco, the fucking teacher, staring at me with some stone cold dead eyes.
Just to give you, I just got to give the viewers some representation. Pasco is what you can imagine a 65-year-old typical Australian would look like if he'd smoked 3 packets of cigarettes a day since he was 15, drinks probably 4 to 5 Jim Beans a night. He was divorced by his wife when he was 45. He's got 3 kids that no longer see him. He drives an old beat-up car and lives in a small unit in a shitty suburb of Perth.
But it sounds like we're bashing him. But outside of class, he actually had some good chats with us
Good
too.
cunt. Great cunt.
He's actually a good cunt.
Solid cunt.
But it's so weird because he'd flip so quickly.
Like-
Like he'd fucking grill ya, but then as he's walking around, he'd have a chat with like for 15 minutes about
Yeah.
something else. So as much as we fucking butted heads, and this is the case of a lot of teachers, I actually don't mind that, like Pasco.
No,
Anyway, whole class is fucking staring at me, and he's like, "What the fuck did you do?" And I was like, "Nothing." And he's like, "Well, how did the fucking beaker smash?" I'm staring fucking Tyler and Mickey dead in their eyes. I'm like, "I don't know."
We're tearing up. at
They're
this point.
pissing themselves, and I reckon he knows that I know that he knows that it's fucking Tyler and Mickey. But anyway, I'm like, no idea.
That was good.
Couldn't tell you. And that was probably one
Respect
of the
him.
highlights.
Respect to you for not dogging on the boys though.
Could never snitch.
Yeah.
Could never snitch.
You weren't a snitch, so I'll give you that.
Yeah. And then other than that, yeah, school, and then we didn't really like chill much for the like.
Then we
12 months
graduated.
afterwards.
Yeah.
Wasn't that we didn't get along or anything. It just really didn't align. And then I think one time, I don't know if we gymmed first or it was golf first, but we played golf. You, me, Riley, Connor.
Because you were in the base bands group chat, and I'm pretty sure we played golf first.
Yeah, I think it was like we just posted in the group chat. We're like, "Who guys want to play golf?"
Yeah.
And it was you, me, Connor, Riley, maybe Adam. I don't think Adam came.
No,
actually.
it was me, you, Connor, Riley.
There was one other person. I know it was
Brady.
5 of us. Brady.
Yep.
And then like that was fucking hilarious. And then I think from there I was like, "Oh, do you want to come gym?"
Because I was pretty fat at that point. I was starting to trying to lose my weight. So I'm pretty sure then, yeah, you
And I was
invited
like,
me to
"Come
come to
gym
gym.
with me, Adam, Tyler."
Yeah.
Fucking nothing.
And that was it.
Wade,
Wade.
Brandon, yeah.
So then I'd started gymming with you fellas, and,
And then,
that's
yeah.
when we
The rest is bloody history, mate.
rekindled the relationship after school, and now we have a podcast together.
Yeah. And speaking of rekindling, hopefully we fucking rekindled this
It's
podcast.
1 hour and 3 minutes into the podcast, and I haven't seen the right error, mate. So
Well, I think we bloody leave it there.
yeah. Well,
Thank you.
been a
Episode,
pleasure.
I believe it's 23.
yeah,
couldn't fucking
it should
tell
be
ya.
26 or 25, but the fucking anyway.
Stressful stuff, mate. Stressful stuff.
It's been a bit of a serious episode, but nonetheless, we hope you enjoyed it. A bit different.
Mm.
As I say, I was actually driving somewhere today, and I was like, I feel like we're gonna have a serious episode today. A bit
It's
less,
just coming along.
bit
the
less
way.
piss take. I don't know
Because
why.
we haven't had we've put the energy into taking a piss take and it hasn't worked out.
Yeah.
So we come back to the original spot.
It's just we like to keep it authentic, and we talked about the topics we wanted to talk about in 2 podcasts prior to this. That were good fucking podcasts, hilarious.
They were good. I actually really liked them. And we're probably they're never gonna see the light of day. They
They
might
might-
come up.
Yeah, but I'd rather be. I don't want to fake laugh.
Yeah, I don't want to repeat the same story and then fucking. I already know what you're gonna say and then pretend
Yeah.
to laugh and then.
Yeah. So it is what it is. But we hope you enjoyed episode 23 in the books.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't actually know if there's anything TikTok worthy in that, but who gives a fuck? We'll make it.